What's up, everybody? TonyPizzaGuy here, and today we have something exciting for you. We have something a little bit different than what I normally do on this channel. Now, one of the things that I wanted to do was I wanted to talk about things that I think should be happening in certain medias, whether it's a video game, whether it's a TV show, wrestling, whatever it is, we are going to talk about it. And today we are going to be talking about some things that could be added to WWE Supercard. There's a lot of things that I think would make the game great, would increase the longevity of it. And this isn't stuff that's like far out, like, oh yeah, this could possibly maybe happen sometime if they could figure out the coding or whatever. No, this is like legit ideas that I think could work. Now, I do want you guys to hit a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section below if you enjoy this series, because today is the first episode of Wishful Thinking. So now that we're here, we're going to take a look at one of my favorite mobile free-to-play games, and that is WWE Supercard. And the reason I really love WWE Supercard is because they constantly give you a chance to improve and to get better, and it's not always a pay-to-win type scenario. But now they have daily login bonuses, they have events, they have team events, and they give you all kinds of chances to get better cards. Like, you can literally get a hardened card by just logging in. So if you do that every month, you'll have 3 hardened cards within 3 months and you'll be good enough to go. The main reason I wanted to make this, the whole reason I wanted to start this, was because I have a bunch of ideas that I think would make WWE Supercard a lot better game. And I'm not going to say they should change the pull rate, they should do a new tier, whatever they should. That's not what we're talking about. We're going to be talking about game mode specific things and things that would be a great element to the game, and I don't know why they haven't done this before. Number one, I'm going to start off with mixed tag matches. This just makes sense. There's no reason why we can't have a mixed tag match in WWE Supercard. It would add a lot to the core gameplay, and it would decide what you actually want to do, because currently right now you've got to try and take 2 divas and pair them up based off of what they do. So if you don't want to have a left and a right, you want to make sure they are compatible and they go together. But if we have mixed tag matches, you would want to decide, well, do I want to have a left and a right, or maybe a left and an up, because then I can match with a male. So there's a lot of options here if you were to add a mixed tag match that would keep this game fresh. Now, the Royal Rumble is in the game, and I think the Royal Rumble is a fine game mode if you're trying to go through the Royal Rumble and get those rewards. However, I do believe that we need to have a new event. I think if you could do a Team Royal Rumble, more specifically than a solo Royal Rumble event, that would be the way to go. I think if you can do a Team Royal Rumble, again, keep it 10. You have 10 players on your team, you have 10 people in the Rumble, so 10 cards make the Royal Rumble up, right? That would be the way to go. You go down, you play it just like any other Royal Rumble, and you can go down and get cards. Now, I'm trying to decide how I think the reward should go if you were going to do the Team Royal Rumble. I think that if you want to do that, you could maybe keep it for the same Royal Rumble rewards, so you could go and get points to unlock that. Or if you wanted to do cards as well and just be able to unlock Royal Rumble cards or some specific cards like that, you could do that. I think just adding a Royal Rumble team event would add so much more to this game, because, like I said, I think Royal Rumble is great for what it is, but I think if you add a team aspect to it and you combine your cards to try and go all the way to the end and win, I think that just makes for a great game mode. Now, I did have other events that I wanted to talk about, but they are kind of far-fetched and they aren't really in the game right now, so I don't know if they will work. One of the suggestions I had actually gotten was a elimination chamber type match where you do have survival style similar to the Royal Rumble, but then also kind of like Money in the Bank. You could combine them together to make this hybrid style gameplay, but I just don't know if Elimination Chamber is in the bag right now. But I do see the idea and how it would maybe fit in there. If you could somehow get, maybe combine King of the Ring, Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, somehow to make the Elimination Chamber. I understand what the concept is, but I just don't know the inner workings of it. If you have a good idea on how to make this Elimination Chamber mode, please let me know. So the last and final thing I think should be in WWE Supercard that would make it an overall great experience is trading of cards. And now before you sit here and say, well, what if there's a new player and he wants to go get a WrestleMania 33, so his friend just gives him one and he can just rank up right away? That's not the aspect of the trading that I want. And let me explain what I think should happen in trading, because I think if you implement trading, you have to do some sort of restrictions and you have to have some sort of reward system that would make it fair for everybody. Now, what I think is that you should be able to trade cards to your friends if you choose so. That's something that I think should be in the game. I think you should be able to do it within your team. I think that would be cool if you could just do it in your team. That would be fine, because when you're in the team, it makes sense because you use those cards in the team events. So if they have the same cards or whatever, it'll only help out your team, and I like that aspect. But I believe there does have to be some limit on the trading. I think if you are going to do some trading, it has to be within one tier. So what I think is that I won't be able to just give my card to my friend. I think that my friend should have one tier above or below of what I am. So if I want to give my friend a WrestleMania 33 card, or let's say I want to give my friend, let's go back. I want to give my friend an Ultimate card, right? If he wants that Ultimate card, in exchange, he needs to give me a Elite or a WrestleMania 33. So one tier above or one tier below. That is the concept to keep it fair, I think. So that way you don't go trading some crazy ridiculous card. Like, I'm not going to go a common for a WrestleMania 33. I think you need to keep it within one tier. So like I said, if I want to trade my Ultimate card away, someone would have to have an Elite or a WrestleMania 33, and then I could trade that way. It would just be one card for one card, and I think the value like that would be perfect. Just to keep it kind of fair and honest and balanced, because I don't want to be giving away, say like I glitched the game, right? Because there are glitchers out there and they glitch it and they get 2 WrestleMania 33 Pro Shawn Michaels. Well, let's trade Shawn Michaels and Shawn Michaels, and boom! Now my friend is WrestleMania 33 tier and he did no work. So I think you actually have to do it within the certain tier to make it fair. Now with trading, we can also implement a buy-sell feature in the game. Now this is something that I know can come with a lot of problems and a lot of headaches on how you actually want to do the buy-sell. But I honestly think that there's a few options that could make it very interesting. Now, right off the bat, if you wanted to trade in cards, you could trade them in for in-game credits. That's a thing that I think should be implemented in the game, because you can trade them in for in-game credits. Now the thing is, I know there's a lot of hesitation here with this, but I think that you do have to have a limit. I think if you trade a card in, get 1 in-game credit or something, I don't want it to be able to trade in a bunch of cards and then be able to purchase more Ultimate or WrestleMania 33 cards, because I don't think that would be fair. But I do think that, because you couldn't trade in all the commons and do that, I think maybe a common or an uncommon or something could be 1 credit, 1 in-game credit. So if you just earn a bunch of cards, you get in-game credits, and there you go. But again, I don't have the full logistics mapped out on what credits would be for what cards, but I do think that you should be able to take your cards and trade them in for in-game credits, or you could use them towards Money in the Bank rewards. I think that would be something that'd be cool, or Royal Rumble trophies, or just regular trophies. I think that's another option too. I think if you took it and said, do you want in-game credits? Do you want trophies? Do you want Money in the Bank rewards? What do you want? That would be a nice way to do it. I think it's a nice fan service here, because at this point in Season 3, there are a lot of cards that you get. Like as you play and you play and you play and you play events, you get millions and millions of cards. Like, obviously you train them away, but if you salvage some of those cards, then you know what? I'm going to use some of these cards to actually buy packs. I'm going to use them to save up, because there's not always people that want to spend money in this game. So giving them an option to trade like a bunch of their commons or uncommons, or even like WrestleMania Survivor cards, to get credits to actually buy packs with those credits, it would reward the players for their playing and for having a lot of cards in their arsenal. That's just a thought that I had, and I think that that would be a very nice way to give back to the fans. Alright guys, that wraps us up for today's episode of Wishful Thinking. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think we should add the new game mode? Do you think we should add the new events? Do you think we should add trading and in-game credits for trading in your old cards? I don't know. Those are just some things that I thought while I was playing this game that need to be back in the game. Now I know there's a lot of you that are saying, what about PCC? What about this other stuff? You didn't even talk about it. Well, that's another day for another topic. But today we'll leave it with those three things on what I think should be in WWE Supercard, and hopefully it is not just wishful thinking. As always, I'm TonyPizzaGuy. Too sweet that like button.